Good afternoon, Flosstube. My name is Mandy. Welcome to my channel, all about cross stitch. Today is Friday, November 8th. My pronouns are she, her, and today is my 122nd Flosstube. If you are new here, thank you so much for press and play. I hope you enjoy what you see and kind of stick around a little bit. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. Always appreciate your support. So next month, December, is going to be my 5-year Flosstube anniversary. Time has just completely flown since I've started. So maybe we'll try to do a little something special if I get around to it. It's been 2 weeks since my last filming. I didn't really think that I was going to have a whole lot to share, but I went back through my notes and I got some decent stuff. I have been having a lot of issues with my phone showing being beyond storage space. And so the last time I was getting those messages, I would get halfway through a video and it cut off because, storage space. So right now I have offloaded pretty much all of the regular apps that I use, and we'll just have to re-download them once I'm done, and I really hope that I can get through this. So if I seem like I'm talking a little fast, it's probably because I'm really trying to beat the phone storage situation. So this is not going to be a long video at all, even though I've got some decent amount of starts and works in progress. Whoops. I got one piece of haul, and then I have kind of started a new bit of a hobby. So I do want to share that. I'll do that at the very end. That'll be a pretty quick segment, assuming the phone actually works. Yeah, so it's been 2 weeks. This past week has been, it's been disappointing and emotional, and that's all we're gonna say about that. I could go into a rant, but I don't have the spoons to do that. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it, shall we? My black cat Stitches is sitting over here at the other end of my couch, so I really hope that she'll make an appearance. I'm pretty sure she was not visible on my last video, and I know so many people love seeing her, so hopefully you'll get a chance to see her run across the back of the couch. She has had a bit of zoomy energy for the past 40 minutes or so, I'd say, so she may be ready to crash. We'll see. Alrighty, we're gonna start with one new start to begin with. Anyways, I started this on October 31st, and I'm sure you can guess why. It was a perfect day. I had to get it started. Yeah, and I think I worked on this on the 31st and then maybe a little bit more on the 1st. So not a huge start, but a decent one, I'd say. Cottage Garden Samplings. This was from the Time for All Season series 2021. So this has been in my stash for quite some time. It's stitched on a 16 count color and cotton, the name of which is evading me at the moment. If you want to know, drop me a comment. I can let you know. If anything, it is definitely going to be something that was a fabric of the month from 2020. I was in the club for a brief time, and I honestly wouldn't know if it even would still be in the regular lineup, but it is absolutely a perfect background, somewhat along the lines of the original, which the model was stitched on Picture This Plus Ancient Linen. No clue. Like I said, I know it's a color and cotton. That's as much as I got. So I got that corner October 31st, well, Oct 31, and then getting a good start on that border. That star was a beast. That took quite a little bit. Looks like it took maybe 3 strands to get through. There was some decent amount of stitching there, but yeah. Definitely a fun one. Definitely looking forward to get back to it, and I hope that it's not going to be another year because of, October. So. Alrighty. Next piece is another new start. This is from Shaded Stitchery. This would actually be both haul and a new start because I bought the pattern and pretty much started it immediately. But it is going to look absolutely nothing like the colorway. But Nuri had made a note in the chart that, you know, it's a good pattern to be able to customize and, you know, pick your own colors kind of thing. So this is called Closely Kept number 3. It is available on her Ko-fi, I think. Ko-fi, coffee, whatever it's called. So yeah, I went completely different. Earlier this year, I had bought some flosses from Pirate and Robin, and so I decided to use the Wake Belladonna. It is this beautiful teal and dark blue. There's a tiny touch of purple that's not coming through, but maybe a little darker than like a 550 DMC. But definitely wanted to try these flosses out, and I'm so happy I did. I'm not particularly fond with the like waviness of it because when they come in new, they're like all twisted around, but it's not really knotting up or anything. I'm pretty sure this is 1, maybe 2 stitching sessions. It's gonna look really weird way holding it up because I'm using a piece of scrap fabric. Not scrap, but it's one where and you're gonna see the rest of that here in a minute. But it's a piece that I've already done. I believe it was my Bad Stitch Neon Cicada. And so I cut that out, finished it and everything. But I like using these bigger pieces of my fabric of the month to do multiple projects. And so it's, you know, I'm really not planning on framing a whole lot of stuff. So it's not like I need to have, you know, 3-inch margin on every side kind of thing. So it's easy to just add it to a piece of fabric. So that's why it looks kind of weird on the piece. But here's where we're at. I'm probably really, so 16 count Bestitch Me in Sand Dollar. It's really probably not going to show through the full variegation. I guess you can see there's some of that brighter blue pops here and there. I do still have a strand attached because the last time I worked on it, I didn't actually finish out the strand. I am doing individual X's for the most part. I definitely wanted to get, ooh, there you go. There's the color variegation. So I wanted to get those, like the true variegation where, you know, full single X's. I'm not doing a row back and, you know, one direction and then back again or anything like that. I really wanted to get that pops up color to come out. So, if I remember right, I'm like over 10%. The pattern went into Pattern Keeper quite well. And so, yeah, looking forward to getting more of that finished. And since we're here, well, I think that's all the new starts that I had anyways, so we'll just move on to the next project. I worked on this on Tuesday. I was really hoping that it would be a celebratory piece, but still got a lot done while I was sitting watching the results come in. This is from Witch's Garden Craft. You can see that email there. But really, I would suggest that you go to, I just screenshotted this from Instagram. I should probably cut it down. This is in the Witch's Garden Crafts Facebook group. So I don't think it was necessarily, she's got a business page and a Facebook group. I'm pretty sure that it's in the Facebook group. If I remember, I'll try to put it in a comment or, you know, details, whatever, boxes below. Because I don't remember the name. I know Witch's Garden is in the name of it, but so it's Never Give Away Your Power. It was released a couple of years ago. That screenshot was from a post of theirs in like 2022, I think it was. So it was like a mid-year election, and I've just had it in my stash since then. And finally got it started. So this is where we're at. Same, like I mentioned, same fabric. So when I started, I had a little bit of a corner done and like one of the lighter grays on here. And so everything else you see, I've stitched since then. I am using my own color conversion, just hand dyed, over dyed flosses that I had in my stash. These flowers are in charted in 3 different oranges. I found a variegated orange. I think it's a color and cotton. Yeah, I've got it in from nectarine. And I really do like how it's coming out. You're definitely seeing that variegation. Again, I am doing single crosses at a time. This darker color here is definitely a little darker than the like called for, but I'm not mad at it. I'm liking how it's coming out. So that one will probably be put away for a little while. We'll see. All right, moving on. Next piece, I pulled this out in October for Laura's Stitching by the Shore Facebook group, or on her community tab, she's got her I Spy challenge. The category was leaves, and so I pulled out Autumn Cats from Owl Forest Embroidery. This is a freebie on their website. As far as I know, it's still available. But as you can see, it's got leaves. So, yeah. I know this is a Bestitch Me. I honestly don't remember the fabric name. It's out of my mind. I don't remember. It's a beautiful blue though. When I picked it up, I had a little bit of the black done for the face. So everything over here was already done with a little bit of the face. So I finished the face out, including the colors for the eyes, the ears, the cheeks, where the mouth is at, that's unstitched. Called for unstitched, and then adding in the little forehead. So all I know is this black cat is gonna take forever, but I love that cutout design. There's no stitches in the where all the little motifs are at and such. That's left unstitched, so it's the fabric of the color that's the color of the fabric is what's coming through. So definitely enjoying this piece, but it didn't work a whole lot, maybe a couple days on lunch breaks and such. So that is my Autumn Cats from Owl Forest Embroidery. Another I Spy challenge piece. I believe this was one that I did for like something you would see at a birthday party, and I said flowers are usually seen. You know, a lot of times people get flowers for their birthday. This is the July birth flower. This is from Luthien Art on Etsy. Started this earlier this year. Still just plugging away at this border. I do still have it on the Q-snap, but I'm really probably not gonna. What I should do is finish out this again, put it down without finishing off a strand. Seems to be a theme this today. But, so when you saw it last, I had the one color all the way over here, and then, so I've really just been carrying on with that color, and then I started adding in some of that pops of black. We got a long way to go in this piece. It does go into Pattern Keeper, but I really don't remember any kind of a percentage or anything like that. A few hundred stitches though, got put in a couple of days, so I'm happy with getting some progress on it. Again, Bestitch Me, you know, you would think that I would have looked up the fabric names. Winter Mix, maybe? Seems like that's the name of this. My next piece, I forgot to pull the magazine out because this was a magazine piece. Again, another I Spy challenge. This is for November. It is Your Oldest Whip. This is from an August of 2017, Just Cross Stitch magazine, and I started this around August 17 when it came out, and it's still a whip. This is Bergamo Borders. Artwork is by Banu Demirel of Seba Designs. So it is 3 colors, charted in both overdyes and DMC. I am doing the DMC version. 16 count white Ada. I knew that one right off the bat. This was really honestly before I knew that like over-dyed fabrics were a thing, hand-dyed fabrics. I mean, they definitely could have been a start. I was, you know, had decent chunks of white Ada on hand, so I remember definitely not really doing a whole lot of over-dyed fabrics at that time, since my fabric stash has beefed up a little bit. So I had all of the black done since you saw it last. I had started on the red. I really just worked on this for a little while yesterday. Definitely planning on putting in more work on this. I've been trying to use some of my lunch breaks as the challenge stitching, and then evenings have been a little more of the full coverage stitching. Like in the month of October, I had one piece that it was my main focus, and you'll see that here next. So when I picked it up, I had again, had a hanging thread that I finished out this little doodad here and then started carrying the red over here. So this is mainly going to be, this band is mainly going to be a lot of red with little pops of blue. I think maybe in these spots, and I really don't remember where the blue else is at. So that is my oldest whip. Definitely planning on getting this finished eventually. It would, I at one point thought that I'd do that as my like focus on a finish, breaking things up into 12 to get it done in a year type of thing. I have not done that. So maybe 2025. Alrighty. Next project. This is my focus piece for the month of October. I did put it down, but it's still on the Q-snap, so you never know if I'll go back to it. Which way the mini version artwork is by Molly. Why do I do this? Anderson? It's like it was right there. I was ready to say it, and then my brain just stopped. Charted by Heaven and Earth. As far as I know, it is still available. Another 16 count Ada, 2 strands, full cross. And I meant to actually see if I can do this really quickly. Well, I'll show this side-by-side picture because I really meant to have the other one handy. So there was a Facebook challenge in the group, I think it was Whip Warriors, of full coverage stitching, and given the topic and everything, I really wanted to focus on the month for August anyways. October. August. So you can see over here is where it started. I did get that page finish and then really moved in and got a huge amount done on the next page. I went from, I am not prepared today. So at the beginning of the month, I was around 34% complete. I am now at 49%. So here's the actual piece. That dress sure looks stark, but I love it. I know it's a really bright blue. Words, I don't have them today. That is orange, not blue. Oh, this is gonna be a fun one. You know what's funny? When you're working, especially on these mini pieces, you can tell that, I want to go back to that picture. So if you look at her bicep, you can see that she's got tattoos, right? Of course, I love that. I have many tattoos myself. And working on the piece when you're just right in front, you know, it's what, a foot away from your face, you don't necessarily see the detail. To me, just looking at it, it looks like it's blobs. But I held it up here and you can actually see the moon. Like I said, it just, to me, I can kind of see what it should be, but looking at it this close, of course, which once it's on a wall, you're not going to see it that close. It just looks like a couple of blobs. But when I put it up here, I can definitely tell that it is a moon, like the picture shows. And then I think above and below is supposed to be a star. But for the most part, it was that moon that as soon as I held it up, I saw that moon and like more than just a blob. So, I want to say the next page is somewhere around here, so I really am getting close, and that's probably mainly why, yeah, somewhere around her hand would be the next, the page cut off. That it's really probably why it's still on a Q-snap, is because I really would like to get back and finish that page, but we'll see. Alrighty, last whip to share today. This was a more recent start. I started it mid-September. Didn't get a whole lot done. I didn't have a whole lot of the flosses on hand, and so I recently went to Michael's and bought the rest of what I needed. As I was getting it all put on bobbins this week, I had no clue that this thing had over 100 colors in it. Totally slipped my mind to see that that was even the case. So I had to find a bigger floss box. Luckily I had one in my stash. Because like the normal sizes that I use, it's a decent difference. But as I was putting the bobbins in that style box, like these, I still had a ton of skeins left. They're not gonna fit. Counted through the PDF and showed it was like 120 some flosses. So it's not a max color or anything, but there's a lot of colors. This is Stitches, it's charted by Stitches So Beautiful. It is called Birdhouse. Artwork is by Rosemary Berlin. Yeah. So I am definitely way up in this corner. I just now, last night, started getting some of that really brighter orange in. Apparently this was the week for bright orange. I've thought about using this as a focus piece for the month, kind of like I did with Which Way that I just showed. I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to stick with it for an entire month. Just last night I was definitely getting a little, I don't want to say burned out, but I was kind of to the point of, where do I want to go next? I don't know. I'm just going to put it down and play on my iPad for a little while. It was kind of later in the evening anyways. At this point, all of my full coverage pieces are on a 16 count with 2 strands. So, when I picked it up, I just had a little bit of the orange, from here, getting into some of the blue. So I've got like 1,400 stitches done of the entire piece so far, out of the 120 some, I think. So I got a long ways to go. There's definitely a lot of fabric rolled up there. But it was fun being able to, because this corner has quite a bit of confetti that I was really working on getting some of those blocks filled in. So there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4, the 10 by 10 blocks of the pattern that's completed. So these pages are so much smaller than a Heaven and Earth that that upper corner of that orange is page 2. That's all how wide it is. So that is my birdhouse from Stitches So Beautiful. And that is SEW on Etsy. So Stitches So Beautiful. That is all of the stitching projects that I have to share. Going forward, I am definitely planning on like working on Bergamo borders more, birdhouse more. Both of those are challenge pieces for I Spy. There's a couple pop-up challenges and such out on Facebook that I may end up jumping into. We'll see. One little piece of haul, and then like I said, I had this new little craft I want to share. So this would have been, we're November, obviously I can't speak today. So this would have been October's fabric of the month. I think I got it within a day or 2 after my last filming. So it is called Through the Stones. It is a beautiful mottled green. I'm pretty sure one of my Year in the Woods was stitched on this. So maybe my the Bald Eagle that I already finished. I did that finish earlier this year or last year. I don't remember. So beautiful fabric that'll go in my stash. That really is about all for the stitching content. Not a whole lot going on lately. I've been spending weekends out hanging out with my dad while his caregiver has been doing some other things, getting break and whatnot. My sister has been in South Carolina, then North Carolina, and now she's in Florida, still doing work for the last couple of hurricanes. She keeps like the power trucks and such with fuel. There's been some movement going on in Florida with different projects and such that she's been a part of. We're hearing now that Hurricane Raphael is heading towards Florida at some point. Not sure if much will come of that, but last I saw it was supposed to be heading towards the Keys. So if you are in Florida, I really hope that you know, things are going well for you. If you've had damage from either of the two previous storms, that you're able to rebuild and recover. And I really hope people don't get too much damage from this new hurricane that could come. Haven't seen much lately in terms of when it's expected to make landfall or anything like that. But they're definitely keeping my sister busy, and she's doing good with what she's doing. So my new craft. There's really not anything like personal that's been going on or anything to share. Just been working and, like I said, hanging out with my dad. He's got dementia, so he's at the point where we're not leaving him alone anymore. So he's doing good though. As far as I can tell, I don't know that I've heard him actually call me by name, and up until recently, he's pretty much known what I do for work, and not too long ago, he made a comment of, you know, what do you do for work? So, you know, little pieces like that, but I mean, health-wise, he's doing good. He's eating and watching TV, and, you know, he's doing good. Took him out for breakfast a couple weeks ago. So, you know, he's still enjoying his eating. So this was last Saturday. So my friend Crystal, hi Crystal, I know she's watching at some point. We recently kind of learned some more about junk journaling, and, you know, we were hanging out with a friend earlier in the summer. We were doing a bit of a craft day, and this gal was working on junk journaling, and it was mainly just kind of, she had all kinds of stickers and washi tape and, you know, things of that nature. So it wasn't really anything, she was doing something very themed, you know, making a page that was very much of a theme. And so Crystal and I both got into an idea of, hey, that looks like fun, we want to join. So for the past few months, she and I both have been having so much fun with the shopping aspect of it. Hadn't actually started. So I'd mentioned on my last video, I think it was my last one, yeah, makes sense, that she and I went up to Traverse City for a day, and so I mentioned, hey, save your receipts and things of that nature. We can definitely make a page out of different stuff that we're collecting from the day. So made a couple of like memento style pages, you know, kind of a memory keeping of the day that we've had, but then I've also added some other stuff that maybe just stickers or themed paper or something that I kind of wanted to get together. So I bought this journal on Etsy. I love how it's got these metal edges. It's got a really pretty ribbon I could tie. You can definitely see the holographic stickers. Of course, we got my stitches. I actually bought that sticker up in Traverse City. We were in a store where I'd gotten a bunch of postcards and that, and they had some stickers. Like, I still have them sitting right here. Some Traverse City stickers and that. Well, I see a black cat, we gotta have it. And then a book theme, and then of course we still got my books there. These I've got on Amazon, so different stuff like that. I like that it's wire bound. I've talked a couple of videos ago about North Carolina after the hurricane. A place that we grew up visiting and such because grandparents lived in the area was Chimney Rock in North Carolina. So one of my trips down there, I've been trying to collect postcards for doing postcrossing.com. So it's a website, postcrossing.com, that you get an address, you send a postcard. Once they receive it, there's a little code you write on that, and once they check that code in, you get put on the list to receive a postcard. So I bought some North Carolina, some Chimney Rock specific. So this was just from the stash from one of my trips down there. And again, from the same trip, probably, really pretty sticker of Chimney Rock and, you know, different kind of stuff. This was just in my stash somewhere and I thought it went well. You can see some very thin washi tape that pretty much blends in, but there's some gold details. And then this teeny tiny sticker. It's probably not going to focus, but it says adventure is waiting. No, adventure is calling. So I got that from a scrapbook paper that I just kind of fussy cut it out. So that was a fun little page to do. And then here is my, I'll show them individually, but here's my spread that I did for the Traverse City. So if you're not familiar with state of Michigan, Traverse City is north. It's about 2.5 hours north of where I'm in Michigan. So it's pretty much not the very tip of the lower peninsula of Michigan, but kind of a little more west, I guess. And yes, I could totally hold up my hand and point out where it's at, but I'm not going to. So the place that I got some postcards and like those stickers, I got a t-shirt. I don't think I showed it last time, but Mr. Bill's Shirt Company. That was a fun place. That was like they do the screen printing. On the walls, they had all kinds of different patterns and designs that you could choose from. And then across the whole store, they had tons of shirts, whether t-shirts, long sleeve, hoodies, regular sweatshirts without a hood that you pick your design, you pick your color shirt, style of shirt, they make it right there for you. We went to this delicious bakery, Potter's Bakery, right? We got some delicious donuts. We went to a used bookstore, Blue Vase Books. And then, so I backed it with some fall paper with leaves. There's another really pretty sticker. And then we went to a chocolate shop. So this was like, you think of like a chocolatier. So I had gotten like a chocolate caramel apple, you know, different things like that. So I wrote the date, I cut out what I bought kind of thing, put the date there, and then like the logo of the chocolatier shop. So that is called Grocer's Daughter Chocolate. So that was fun. And that was also from a card that was in the bag from the chocolate shop. I just cut out some leaves. And then part of what we did that day was Sleeping Bear Dunes. There's this kind of a visual drive that you take. It's one of those like one way in, one way out kind of things. And there's different stopping points that you could stop at to get out of your car and actually get, you know, view and everything. And when you check in at that drive, they give you a map. And so she and I both cut out different pages within that map. So I found this Home, Hardships, and Heroes. So that was part of the map. I just loved it for the fall colors. Had a little fox sticker. I think she had that in her stash. So I added that. Some leaves with washi tape. Just some fun little stickers. This was another leaf from that paper. Just a fun little fall spread. That was really fun. Getting a little bit into some of that paper crafting stuff they talk about. And then the last page, it was just something, I had a couple different books that I pulled. So like that was just some scrap paper that I cut out. There's a quote on there that I really liked. Can't read it backwards though. Dream of the good things to come. On that same piece of paper was another quote, anything is possible. Added a, what is that, Starry Night or something? I don't know. Some kind of Van Gogh. I've got a whole bunch of packs of ephemera, so there was that in there. This was in a book that I cut it down, fussy cut it down to whatever was around it. I just thought that bird was really pretty. Didn't really mean anything, just the artwork is really pretty, and I thought the colors of this little fairy went along well with it. And that's all that I've done on the book so far. She and I have both got some other ideas that we want to do, but it was just fun to get together, kind of, you know, chat about the day that we had up in Traverse City, and that the pages that she's done are so cool. She's added some other pages from different things that she's gone to recently and all of that, which one of them was a symphony event. So she put like the, you know, the booklets that they give out at those kind of events. She took the page of the event and added, you know, made a page up all around that for an event that she went to. that same symphony is doing a Christmas show in December that I've already pulled out some Christmas stuff that I thought that would be good, because that booklet is still, it's most likely going to be the same booklet, but so it had an advertising page for the Christmas concert we're going to go to. So I found some Christmas paper and such that we both can make a page out of that. And you know, whatever else we decide to come up with. We've both got so many stickers and scrapbook paper and all that kind of stuff that it'll just be some random stuff, or, you know, whatever we decide to come up with. So, I can't believe I actually got a 35-minute video completed without getting cut off. So glad that I was able to get a episode filmed. If you are still here hanging out, I appreciate all of your support. I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. I am on my lunch break. That's about to wrap up here in a little bit, so we're gonna get this attempted to upload and get my workday wrapped up. I am actually working some overtime, a few hours tomorrow. I've worked a bunch already this week. I am gonna take a little break from the overtime for next week and have some normal days of getting out at my normal scheduled time. So I hope you are doing well and getting lots of stitching in. Hope you're stitching on something that brings you joy, and we'll see you again hopefully in a couple more weeks. Take care.